Buckingham Palace, 22:01 p.m. London time. An urgent courier bursts through the Privy Court gate, races beneath the bronze gaze of Queen Victoria, and deposits a velvet-bound dispatch in the equerry's office. Within minutes, the crimson telephone outside the Queen Consort's closet starts ringing, senior aides are summoned from dinner jackets to full-dress uniform, and the press office quietly warns every night editor in Fleet Street to stand by for jewels. One electrifying question ricochets from the throne room to TikTok feeds across the planet. Has Queen Camilla just shattered the century-old tiara rule, blindsiding Princess Catherine and Duchess Sophie, and rewriting the very etiquette that governs Britain's crown jewels? For 7 decades of Elizabeth II's reign, the unwritten commandment behind those jewels was ironclad: one tiara, one woman. A diadem was never mere ornament, it served as a visual rank badge. Catherine, Princess of Wales, rotated between 3 predictable pieces: the Cartier halo, the lotus flower, and the lover's knot. Sophie, now Duchess of Edinburgh, was inseparable from her aquamarine ribbon. Queen Camilla herself, from 2005 until her husband's accession, was reliably the Greville honeycomb queen in every gala photograph. But on a raw November night in 2024, Camilla stepped into the diplomatic corps reception wearing Sophie's aquamarine ribbon. Gasps swept the ballroom, lenses froze upon the unfamiliar glacier blue flash. By 2 a.m, Camilla's crown coup had clocked 32 million views on X. Weibo was translating decade-old Windsor headwear charts, and WhatsApp groups inside Whitehall buzzed about a dual constitutional crisis. Why would a simple gemstone swap cause such tremors? Because jewels at court are the crown's silent language, each stone a coded communique. A ruby cluster honors a Southeast Asian president, emeralds soothe post-Brexit Ireland, a Queen Mother brooch pinned to a lapel in Edinburgh becomes a tartan olive branch. Elizabeth II mastered that lexicon. She memorized every stone's provenance, donor, and diplomatic moment, fearing surprise sparkle might eclipse the constitutional message of an engagement. Her rigid assignment system ensured dazzle without unpredictability. Camilla Shand, raised in hunt boots rather than ballet flats, sees jewels as equipment, not relics. When Charles placed the vault keys in her hands, she brought a restorer's zeal. She revived the seldom-worn Burmese ruby to salute South Korea, surfaced Queen Alexandra's towering Kukoshnik for a German visit, pinned a turquoise brooch unseen since 1942 to her lapel in Berlin, then chose Sophie's beloved aquamarines for that pivotal diplomatic corps night. Was it conquest or curation? Gem historian Lauren Kiana argues it is visible heritage, a sustainable reign showing its treasures instead of letting them languish in nitrogen-padded trays below stairs. Yet rotation in a court long governed by stasis is still revolution by another name. Inside palace walls, human feelings complicate curatorial philosophy. Catherine was recuperating from abdominal surgery when the online frenzy erupted. Friends say she raised an eyebrow at headlines screaming Kate frozen out and quietly asked the vault for something bold: the Strathmore Rose, unseen since the 1930s. When doctors cleared her for the South Korean banquet, she unveiled that diamond circlet in a blaze of flashbulbs, a silent but potent declaration that her access remained intact. Sophie, stoic as ever, appeared weeks later at a Japanese state dinner in the lotus flower, formerly Catherine's standby, demonstrating that borrowing can flow both ways. Far from banishment, the pattern revealed something unprecedented: 4 major tiaras worn by 3 different women in 5 months, a level of rotation unmatched even in Elizabeth's coronation year. The shuffle is no mere whim. Charles III, who recycled coronation robes to broadcast visible sustainability, knows millennials and Gen Z crave novelty. Flash photography of rarely seen diamonds can deliver soft power dividends that 1,000 speeches cannot. European courts figured this out decades ago. In Stockholm, each Nobel dinner sees Queen Sylvia, Crown Princess Victoria, and Princess Sophia trade diadems from a communal vault. In The Hague, 21-year-old Princess Amalia recently debuted ruby regalia once reserved for her mother Maxima. By comparison, Britain's one-woman one-tiara rule looked Jurassic. Diplomacy drives the new strategy too. Camilla's aquamarine matched the oceanic flag of the Bahamian Commonwealth guests standing beneath the ballroom chandeliers. Her Burmese ruby first dazzled for President Yoon, echoing Korea's hibiscus emblem. Catherine's Strathmore Rose, worn during a Glasgow visit, nodded to Scotland's thistle-rich heraldry at a time of delicate devolution politics. Each glittering choice is a microspeech in cut stone. The vault itself is a fortress, 2 bomb-proof doors, humidity locked at 40%, jewels stored in inert polyurethane. Every extraction creates a digital breadcrumb: item weight, wearer, return deadline. Until this year, a field labeled preferred wearer fixed each piece to a single name. In January, Camilla ordered that field erased. Palace tech teams spent 3 weeks updating the 1980s software, discovering misspelled Maharaja names and a tiara inventoried only as large mystery emeralds. Even jewel security evolved. Microscopic laser markings now tattoo each frame so thieves cannot offload a stolen diamond without triggering forensic alarms. Yet the algorithmic beast of social media remains untamed. TikTok served 22,000 #TiaraTok uploads after Camilla'S aquamarine debut, many pushing conspiracy fantasies. Catherine seen crying in Windsor car park, actually Legoland, 2020, or Sophie driving in midnight rage to Althorpe, debunked by motorway cameras. YouTube's recommendation engine rewarded thumbnails proclaiming Kate banned with millions of views. Clarence House raced to release high-resolution archives and quietly planted fact-check quotes in broadsheet columns. Now the Royal Collection Trust wants to seize the narrative by building a 360-degree virtual archive where anyone can zoom every facet, read each donor story, and explore colonial context. Traditionalists fear overexposure. Modernizers say transparency kills conspiracy. If funding materializes, school children from Mumbai to Manitoba could spin the Paishalar necklace online by 2027. Across the Atlantic, Montecito received the gem news too. Harry learned of Camilla'S tiara rotation via Washington Post alert. Meghan reportedly murmured, "They'll crown Kate before George shaves." Hollywood producers have floated an access to jewelry reconciliation special. Palace lawyers prepare preemptive NDAs lest private vault law hit Netflix. Looking forward, the court circular lists 2 glittering tests, a Qatari state visit in September and Sweden's in October. Insiders predict Camilla may unveil the Delhi Durbar to salute a Gulf partner's desert hues. Catherine could resurrect the seldom-seen Breville emerald if conservators finish reinforcing its fragile mount, and Sophie may showcase the long-sleeping Vladimir with emerald drops last worn by Princess Margaret. 8 major tiaras in 12 months would rewrite Windsor optics and perhaps gain back the young demographics pollsters warn are slipping away. The monarchy's practical power may dwindle, but its soft power is still measured in carats. Charles III bets that a rotating jewelry box can refresh an institution doubted by half the under-35s. Camilla, equal parts magpie and modernizer, is the curator of that gamble. Catherine and Sophie must recalibrate signatures they cultivated for decades. Social media keeps turning gems into morality tales, underwriters raise premiums, diplomats decode lapidary messages. Yet each time the ballroom doors swing wide for another state banquet, the cameras will explode and the algorithms will churn, not to ask who was banned, but to see which sleeping masterpiece, sparkling with imperial legend and digital allure, emerges from the Windsor dark. Tradition survives by dazzling anew, and tonight the chandeliers of Buckingham Palace have never glittered under such watchful, global eyes.